Characters are usually brought in and left as if nothing changed. Some make an impact, some simply happen, don't exist anymore, and are never returned to again. And our friends at the r/EastEnders subreddit have done a post talking about overrated and underrated characters. They simply say, there have been numerous characters over the years and everyone loves to discuss their favourite characters and the characters they despise. But what I want to know is what characters do people think are underrated and overrated and underrated? So I never really hear that topic that much. So Piggy, immediately, underrated character and one overrated character. Just right now.
Please underrated, Eve overrated.
Oh, oi, oi, oi. Alright, I'm not even letting you address that. Just let the people fester. Underrated for me, Stuart.
Stuart as well is underrated, yeah.
He didn't really get his flowers. Overrated, Ben Mitchell.
Just to say on Stuart, he did get his flowers, but it was like out of date by 4 months.
Yeah, he got him after a really strained, like, postnatal depression storyline that they didn't really want to do, and a cancer storyline. And it's like, whoa, lads, do you want to just do one of these at a time, please? There we are. Let's go through some of these. Some of the EastEnders subreddit picks. Someone says, I think Mel. Yeah, fair enough. Pretty underrated. Oh, overrated. Whoa. Hold your horses. Mel carried the show for like 2 years.
Just so I know who we're talking about, Mel is the one who got hit by a truck, or apparently got hit by a truck. Yes.
She carried the show in a very dark time.
Yeah, her, Hunter, and I forget the other fucker, but they carried the show. She's not overrated. She might be overrated online, but if you go to a random stranger on the street and go name 5 EastEnders characters,
she's not being mentioned at all.
Yeah, she, you know, if he's listing off the entire cast of EastEnders, she's definitely like 405. Like, you know, she's not at the start or at the bottom. She's in the middle somewhere.
Nah, I definitely agree. I think she's underrated for the amount of good shit and the amount of drama she like brought to the show during that time. Especially with the weird shit she got given to work with. So goes Louise. Yeah, she's quite overrated. She wasn't a very interesting Mitchell. You kind of wanted like Phil's like prized princess type character. You kind of wanted her to be a little bit more, just a bit more explosive, really. But she turned out to be quite like sentimental and sweet, and genuinely fell for Keanu. And anybody who can fall for Keanu is a fucking idiot. So that's overrated.
Louise, they wanted the modern Dan and Shannon, in my opinion, and you know, try and recreate it, but 9 out of 10 times, you know, it's gonna break and you're gonna end up looking like a penis. So, you know, she is overrated, but not by a majority. She's kind of like, if you were to name 5 Mitchells who are overrated: Peggy, Phil, Grant, Louise, and then I don't know who the 5th one would be, Sharon.
Yeah. I'd say the Cokers, the Les and Pam, who were the funeral directors, they're quite underrated. They were also a very fun little couple and a fun older pairing, as soaps generally lack like older pairings where they do genuinely feel like, you know, it's not like they have to be like super in love anymore. It's just they wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. And they've kind of been continually trying to bring in an older character like Vi fucking Highway, like, you know, like like the Ahmeds, like the Murrays. They want a very like they want that old couple who kind of just like jokes about how weird all this new shit is, but they adapt. Person also says Janine were/are overrated. I think Janine's underrated. I think her recent stint has soured a lot of people on the character, and I don't really think it's her fault. Like, I think she was given a pretty dodgy storyline, a pretty dodgy Christmas exit, and now suddenly she's the fucking worst and we never want to see her back. And it's like, Nah, it was a good run with Janine till the end.
Right, and this might be controversial, but I don't care. She was a clog in the wheel for Mick Carter's extra storyline. That's what she was brought in for.
Exactly.
Like because they didn't want because what did they want Danny Dyer to do? What do you want him to do? Get a horse, and then like the sun rises and he's gallivanting off on the horse. Like, see ya, Linda. Way, see ya, way. Like, why the fuck would he do that? That's not Mick Carter. So they had to bring someone in to be like, well, you are gonna sort of be the reason why he died.
Well, it's I thought there was a lot of tragedy in the like love storyline between them, because I'm not saying Mick reminded Janine of Frank, but that like kind of like stoic but like calm, that loving but kind of like a bit standoffish. Like Janine loved Mick because she saw a bit of Frank in him, and then Frank was the most comforting person to her. But then by the end, it just got turned into Janine's an absolute cow. She caused Linda to be an alcoholic. Absolute fuck. It's like she did some dodgy stuff, but like Linda felt like the bad person in that story for me, because as much as she was set up, she was an alcoholic and absolute fucking miserable. Like, I don't want to fucking revisit that Linda stuff. I don't want to see Linda be an alcoholic, like, on the screen ever again. It's so fucking draining. Janine was just trying to build her life with Mick. But every single step of the way, Linda's there like, no, I'm not allowing it. Not allowing it. It's like, fuck off. Stop. You had an affair with Max. Get the fuck out. Stop acting like Janine's any worse than you. Because when Mick was struggling with the sexual abuse he endured as a child, you went and started shagging another man and had his baby, but suddenly you're in the right in this scenario. Like, fuck me.
It is it controversial to say that Mick Carter's return, his ending was overrated, like, and pretty stupid.
It was. I hate it. It was one of my least favourite Christmas exits, but that's mostly just a dislike of the Mick Carter character. In the end scenes, I didn't dislike him till the fucking final episode, where suddenly now he's fucking like grabbing his pregnant wife, like pushing her up against the wall, saying, "Oh, I never loved you." It's like, well, this isn't the fucking story you told, lads.
My problem is, like, she took the passport. But you can get your passport renewed online, you fuckers. You didn't need to follow her. Like, how am I supposed to believe this?
It is genuinely one of my least favourite Christmas episodes. It's just so... Why? Why did you have to ruin it? It was all going well, and then you just went, Mick's leaving, Janine's leaving, shit. And it's like, just write them out together, and then just say a couple months later they broke up off screen. But for some reason they needed Janine to get some comeuppance to write her out for a couple more years. Like, just come on, man. God, I really don't want to revisit that fucking Christmas special. Good lord.
I know a Christmas special we're watching later on, boys. An hour of us just shitting on Christmas 2022. Let's go.
Peggy is pretty overrated. She was very much like Ian in the sense that she had a big mouth and hated it when someone fought back and pointed out her hypocrisy. Very fucking true. Peggy is a piece of shit. Just because she's loud now and she's dead, everybody's like, "Oh, Peggy's the fucking best. Fucking love Peggy." Peggy was a massive bellend. Remember Peggy during the HIV crisis, where she was just slating Mark Fowler to no end, just ignorantly. Like, she played the Ravi role in that situation.
To defend Peggy, but not really.
I mean, I love Peggy. Like, I do love her, but she was.
I love her too.
She kind of had the Kathy treatment, where Kathy's like yelling at Cindy like, "Well, you fucking died," and it's like, yeah, but you did too, dickhead. Sorry, carry
on. To defend Peggy, kind of, if the original actress had stayed, I feel like Peggy would be pretty much hated. she would go down as one of the most hated people on the show. But since it's Barbara Windsor and she literally knocked it out of the park, and like, no offense to the original Peggy Mitchell, she wasn't that bad, but if she had stayed as Peggy, she wouldn't have been an icon on the square.
If she
would
stayed
have
as
just been...
Peggy, the Peggy Mitchell character wouldn't have gone anywhere.
No, it would have literally been written off by 1999 and
Exactly,
never returned.
She was only there for a brief stint. She didn't make an impact, but they recasted her in that. And Barbara Windsor made Peggy Mitchell the character she is. If it was literally anybody else, it wouldn't have worked nearly as well.
No, and so she is overrated, I do agree. And very hypocritical, because you watch Peggy and you just go, you are a piece of shit. But it's kind of that piece of shit that you love. Like, she is our piece of shit. That's the thing. You love to hate her, but you love to love her.
It's like Pat. Pat's my favourite character. She was a lot nicer in the end, but she's still a bit of a bitch. But you know, I just love Pat to no end.
Oh, I love, because they just break the camera here. I just love the fucking, because I just love the fact that actually we were doing a video, we're doing an alphabet video, and Ash was showing me these clips I've never seen before. Because again, I've watched a few EastEnders, so I haven't watched every single episode. And he was like, "Oh yeah, here's Pat Butcher," and then she goes, "You're about as Jewish as a bacon sandwich."
Yeah, classic EastEnders line. It's so campy. So, you're about as Jewish as a bacon sandwich. Everybody's like, oh, it's perfect. Oh, I love Pat Butcher so much. She's so good. I look forward. She
could have stayed on the show, in my opinion. She's still alive. She could have been here for another 10 years.
She genuinely could have been here for another decade, but they just decided to kill her off, and I'll be forever sad. But that death still makes me cry each time I watch it. So did a good enough job, like.
Barbara Windsor's death, or not Barbara Windsor, but Peggy Mitchell's death, really fucking. Oh, it. No, only two deaths on the show can really make me cry. Ethel's and Peggy's, because Peggy's with Pat, and then like, no, it fucking still makes me cry. For people who want to know, basically Peggy writes a suicide note, just telling Phil it's not his fault, and they're like, she's like, "Pat, am I doing the right thing?" And Pat's like, "Oh no, I'm just a ghost." And then she takes the tablet, so you're like, "Oh no, Peggy, no."
and Phil's making her like a hot chocolate, and you're like, "No, he doesn't know."
No, it's still like.
And then you have the classic Phil crying, where he's just like, oh. He just breathes really heavily when he cries.
Oh, but I'm glad they brought back Pat Butcher for that, or the actors who played her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like people go either watch Peggy's or Ethel's death. It is basically a recreation of Ethel's death, but the fact that no one can help Peggy, so it's just her by herself.
Peggy asked for help, but Phil was too cowardly to give it.
Yeah, what would you do in that situation before we go back to this?
I felt like you'd have to, right? Deal with the consequences later.
But I feel like that should be a law.
Someone to die alone, right?
I do feel like that should be a law, that if someone wants to kill themselves and needs some help, but they're really sick, I feel like the law should be write a note saying that, like, he consented or she consented, and then.
Well, why was it written in your handwriting? Nah, well, you got me. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but still, I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, someone says underrated, I'd say Hunter. Obviously Hunter, who killed Ray, who was on top of like Mel on that Christmas. And then they turned him into like a weird like gun pervert, where he's like, yeah, I fucking killed a man, I did, yeah. Then he like held the Queen Vic under siege, and it's like, what? He was just a nice little kid. It was Steve Owen's son. Now he's dead because he turned into a weird little. He got turned on by killing someone. It was in self-defense. It was in he protected his mum from dying. Why is he now turned on by guns?
Very American of you, Hunter.
Like, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was too good. I thought the death was alright, but they simply didn't they shit can him because he had like a because he did like a rap and maybe there was some slightly dodgy shit in there, but he wanted to like become a rapper or something. It happened, but
I'm not saying, right, that, if he's watching this, which I unlikely the actor playing Hunter, if he ever stumbles across this video, what the fuck were you thinking of becoming a rapper when you play a character on EastEnders? Because everyone's just gonna look at you as that character on EastEnders, you gobshite. If you want to become a rapper, never join EastEnders, or Coronation Street, or Hollyoaks, or Emmerdale. Never do it. Sid Owen tried to do it, Ricky Butcher, but he failed.
Hey, but he had a hit though, didn't he?
He did.
Angie Watts. Go. I don't know, some reggae song for some reason.
Like Angie, I don't know who played Angie,
yeah.
but
Anita
but
Dobson.
like Anita Dobson did the anyone can fall in love. It's not hard to do. Especially when you're straight. Do 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 do.
Carry on.
But yeah, like unless unless you are a good enough singer or rapper, like
maybe keep the day job, lads. Maybe keep the day job. Ironic because I just got fucking. I don't know if I got fired or left, bit of A, bit of B, but you know.
It's just Ash singing on the way out. Anyone can fall in love.
I'm just doing Julia's theme. Do 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 do. And I'm just like walking out like one tear drop just. But yeah, Hunter. Yeah, it was very strange. Like I said, it was a bad point of EastEnders. They wanted to mirror the Steve Owen stuff, but he didn't really have any of the charm that Steve Owen had. So ultimately, yeah. Next person says, I know she's iconic now, but Heather was so underrated that she was killed off. Not true. Fuck Heather. She's shit.
Right. How do I open this can of worms here without pissing Ash off? Right. Okay. It's a bit of A and a bit of B with Heather because people just know her. Right. And no offense to the actress who plays Heather, she lost weight and everything, but she was literally just, what is your character? I'm fat and I'm comedic.
Yes.
And they were like, so they were like, you're fat and you're comedic, but you're mortally fat. So you're like a beast fat. And then they're like, yeah, wouldn't it be funny if your just entire character is you're fat, you say something stupid,
you're clumsy, your mum didn't love you. I'll say this, the Heather and fucking Shirley dynamic, that's iconic, that's great stuff. But just Heather by herself, just get the fuck out, it's garbage.
It's a bit of A and a bit of B for me because like she is overrated, but she also did have some good scenes that are underrated. But she's mostly right. How can I put this? She's mostly popular, and people are gonna go, "Wow, how the hell do you remember this?" She's mostly remembered simply because Harry Hill took the piss out of her on TV BARB.
Yeah, true.
Like, and that's the only main reason she's known. It's because Harry Hill did it.
Yeah, but she was funny sometimes, but she was just fat and pathetic, so fuck.
Yeah, but like...
I will say, though, a lot of people do remember Heather, though, so I'll give her that. She did a good job at being memorable. So I'll give her enough praise. She I don't know if she's an iconic character, but she's up there at being very memorable. But nah, fuck Heather. I'm not glad she's dead. It would be cool to see her occasionally, but I'm not necessarily sad that she's dead.
Oh man, imagine Heather like helping Shirley with the fucking like the death of her son. Yeah. In universe.
I think it gave Shirley not much to do. Someone says, generally I found Roxy overrated somewhat. She wasn't given a lot to do, was quite poor compared to Ronnie, and often a second fiddle. I don't hate this. It felt like Roxy definitely lost a lot of her edge beyond, like, 2010, maybe. Like, she just got to be in very middling, very, like, wank romances that never really went anywhere. I'll agree with that. But, like, Prime Roxy is untouchable in terms of, like, the chaos, the excitement, the amount of shit she caused. And that's why it's a great time to be a Hollyoaks fan, because she's coming. Not sure when, but she's coming.
I don't really know how to rate Ronnie and Roxy because not my cup of tea. I've never seen much of them. Probably just seen their death about 5 times. That's it.
Yeah.
But
fair enough.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Someone says, I find Chelsea underrated. The recast is quite a big shift from the original character, but she wasn't on screen for 10 years. Very true, very true. Couldn't, like, there's no point just getting the same actress. Like, there's at different stages of the life, right? Current actress is a very strong performer, and I don't think she gets her dues. They need to be careful of giving her repetitive storylines and not stepping into, notice this term, a Whitney trap. Essentially, don't just keep fucking punching her in the gut. You know, give her some nice stuff. Don't just go, yeah, then you're going to be abused by your mum's stepdad. Ah, fuck. And yeah, and then someone's going to try make you a prostitute. Ah, fucking hell. Oh yeah, and then the next partner you're going to get with is going to be slightly abusive. Oh, fucking hell. I can't take any more punches, please. Just, yeah, that's the Whitney trap. I like Chelsea. I think she's alright. I think she lacks a bit of star power, really. Like, I don't think she's an interesting enough. I think she's a bit too mellow. I think she's a bit too, like, she doesn't stand out at all. Like, even when she was doing the Grey stuff, it's kind of like, why can't we give this to a better fucking person on the show, please? Like, why has it got to be you? I've just not really gelled with it. There was something that she was supposed to be a lot more, like, explosive, a lot more, like, stands up for herself, but she's just like that quiet kid in the fucking. It's like she took Libby's personality. It's just really mid. Nah. She's okay, but she's not. I don't want her to lead a storyline.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with everything you said. Not much to add against Chelsea's an alright character. Not that good, not that bad. She's in the middle, you know, like a Turkish delight. Even though I hate Turkish delights.
I think I think she's capable. It's just if we just tweak some bits of her character, I think we'll be there, right? But there's just some bits where she's a bit too calm, a bit too muted. She doesn't really. I don't know. It's just for the daughter of Denise and Lucas. Wait, no, she's not the daughter of Denise and Lucas. Is she? Is she? I believe so. But like, it just doesn't work fully. Yeah, she is. But yeah, there we are. I don't know. It's just, it feels like she needs someone to be like the dynamite, and then she can just kind of like exist with it rather than just being there. Someone says, I think Zach is overrated. Maybe it's just that he's never really been given anything to do, but I'm not sure why he's EE's golden boy. I did hear there was some nepotism of favouring going on, but he hasn't proven himself to me personally. I mean, we just did a hot takes video, and my hot take was simply that the Zach character should just be written out if they don't make him interesting again, because after the initial start of the year where he fucking had everything given to him, he's done nothing, and he's not interesting anymore. I don't like this relationship with Whitney. I think it's just a holding position. I think that it's just there to give them something to do. They're just not very interesting, are they?
How do I approach this? Personally, Zach is mid at best. He's not overrated. He's not underrated. If there's some favoritism going on, understandable. People always have their favorites. Like, the original writers, their favorite was Dan, like, and Angie and Arthur. Well, not Arthur. Fuck it. Kathy's first husband.
Pete.
Pete. Like, there was some bit of favoritism there. Again, another, because I mentioned Arthur, another clip is watching Pauline hit him with a frying pan. The boing. Oh, it's brilliant. Cling. Arthur, you fool!
My favorite thing about Arthur is that he just has a bench. He just has a bench. There's all he's worth. He's worth a bench in the middle of the square. Sound. Buckles me.
Oh yeah, Zach is like, I can't say anything about Zach. He's just there. Like he's literally just your character that's brought in for not comedic effect.
He could be much more interesting, but he's just kind of settled. It's like whenever he's in a relationship, he's just much less interesting than when he's not. Like he was most interesting when he had this like will they won't they dynamic with Sam Mitchell, but like then he was with Nancy, and Nancy just made him feel like shit the whole time, and it's like, And then now he's a Whitney, where they're kind of like, I guess they're happy, but I don't really think they care that much. It's just, yeah, you're attractive. Nice, you're attractive too. Let's pump. Like, there's nothing like interesting there. Ben and Callum 2. There we are.
What, her overrated?
Overrated. I know that Ballum is being sold as a thing, but they're not exactly Ken and Deirdre. Yeah, Ken and Deirdre are Coronation Street, one of the most famous couples on Coronation Street. They were like fairly old, and it'd just be like, Deirdre's this like fucking, like, she's got the biggest smoker voice ever. Like, Ken! And it's like, fucking hell, here we go. And Ken's been on it since the 60s. But yeah, they're not that interesting. Ben and Callum are fucking garbage. They need to be killed. Not killed, but the relationship needs to be dead. I love the Callum actor, but I wouldn't sign on for another year if I was involved in this shit. You just have to hug Ben and be like, it's gonna be alright, Ben. And it's like, what did Ben do? Ben slept with 3 lads and then fucking tickled the third's balls and kissed Callum on the mouth and he could taste it. Like, it's alright, Callum. It's alright. It's fine. It's like, no, it's not fine. Get a fucking healthy relationship, please.
Oh, sorry, your webcam is just very fucked for me. So all I can see is just it's like I'm watching the telly. Oh, there we go. Thanks.
Yeah, Ben and Callum, overrated, underrated.
Overrated. Ballum should not be a thing. Like, if they were actually, united dads and not just Ben going, you're shit, Callum. You're fucking shit. You should die. Crawl up in a cave, die. And then Callum, like, literally goes, Lexi, do you want cornflakes? And Ben's, you want fucking cornflakes. You want fucking toast. And you're like, Jesus, Callum.
A relationship should be 50-50. There shouldn't be a main character in a relationship.
Like, the problem is, Callum could literally go to Lexi, do you want to wear Velcro shoes or lace shoes? And then Callum or Ben would be like, you want to wear fucking Velcro shoes, you fucking wanker. Fucking let him wear Velcro shoes. And then you're like, Jesus, Callum's literally just asking a question. Yeah. And then like Callum could literally go, so do you want Chinese or do you want chicken? Do you want some fucking Chinese? Hello, Chinese. You're like, Jesus, stop being abusive, Ben. Our relationship shouldn't be like that. Our relationship should be like, oh, hello, honey. How are you, honey? I'm good, honey. How are you, honey? Like,
how you been? How's it going? All good? Yeah. It's alright.
It's not her. It shouldn't be like, oh, how have you been, Ben? I've been fucking grand. How have you been? How have you been, Callum? How have you been? How have you been? You been alright? You been alright? You little bitch? You been alright? You had a good day at office? Didn't be an officer?
Yeah, Callum, how's it going? Actually, I'm struggling, Callum. Why didn't you ask? You just asked me. Yeah, it's so tired at this point. Ben has been given the Whitney treatment, and he keeps getting punched in the ribs, and he keeps lashing out at Callum. Stop acting like it's a wholesome relationship. It's hot garbage. It needs to end. And I genuinely believe that Callum is being written out within the next year. Like he's not there this time next year. And if he is, he's either not with Ben or he's off the show. Someone just goes, Stacey is overrated, a toxic woman with few redeeming qualities. That's Theo's ult, isn't it?
Alright, let me unpack this. Right, I can see why people consider her Stacey overrated. She was very much a bitch in the early years of EastEnders. Throughout the years, they've kind of, again, it's like the Family Guy where like Gwen Quagmire was a pervert at the start, and now he's just this guy who has a trans mom and like loves cats, and forget he's a pervert, but he loves cats. That's basically Stacey, by the way. Forget the fact that she was, you know, a bitch to everyone at the start, and now that she's lovable, quirky, has a stalker, like we all do. You know, we all have a stalker. I can see why people think she's overrated. I personally don't know how to rate her, because I, again, think she's a good character. But that was definitely Theo's ult. Like, I don't care.
At this point, I used to be a big Stacey hater. Like, in the bad point of EastEnders, where Stacey and where you had Martin and Ruby, and then Stacey was just trying to get involved, and then she was jealous that Max was moving on with Ruby. Like, in that period, the character was god-awful when she kept going in and out on maternity leave. I really disliked Stacey then, but through time, they've realised the key points of Stacey. She's loud, she is obnoxious, but her family does come first. And, you know, she's like, I like Stacey again. I'm glad I do, because I always felt bad to be that guy who's like, fuck off, Stacey. Someone says, where I really turned off Stacey is when she convinced Martin that she wanted a third child and then complained that she was a housewife with 3 children and that's why she slept with Max. Reasonable. Stacey for me is overrated. She was a great character, but now she seems to just someone who shouts a great deal. The voice goes through me like a razor. Underrated, maybe Jay, who is now, after years of being Ben's bro, now getting noticed as an actor with the story he's in. Jay is perpetually underrated, right? He never really gets his flowers. He's had just as much of a hard life as Ben, but he never gets to actually show it because he's always having to help Ben. Jay is just underrated as a whole. And this big Lola storyline was the first time in a long time he's actually been allowed to act properly. So, yeah, I agree with that one. Don't really have anything else to say with the Stacey one, because we've been through that. Couple more smaller ones now. Overrated, I think Ben, Mick, Janine, and now to a certain extent Sharon. Sharon's so overrated, it's unbelievable. Why has Sharon just been allowed to be a garbage character for so long? Like, why is she still with Keanu? She's fucking soap royalty. Why is she with a child?
Gonna bust out baby Keanu.
I don't. It's not worth it. Like, fucking Sharon goes, oh, Keanu, what do you want for breakfast? And he's like, I want some sugar puffs. And it's like, oh, Keanu, you're fucking 23 years old now. Like, just give us something good to do. You're wasting her prime years on the show. Like, when she was brought back to be Phil Mitchell's wife. Now she's with the man that she had an affair with for a couple years. Like, just treat her with some fucking dignity, please. You don't get these cool legacy characters, like, again. Like, this is your one shot, and you're going to say, oh, what's this weird time where she was with someone called Keanu? And you're like, don't talk about that one. It did take up a couple of her years, but don't talk about that one. Like, come on. The underrated, I think, are Harvey, Vi, Billy, Karen, and Elaine.
That's my odd.
Harvey, he doesn't do anything, and he doesn't do much to be underrated or overrated. Vi, well, I didn't think she was as bad as everybody said she was, but she wasn't good. Billy, nah. Billy's perpetually mid, and that's a part of the character. Karen, fuck right off. She's shit. And Elaine, I like Elaine. Elaine's very good. I love Elaine. She's great. She's overhated but underrated. Oh. I think Bianca is underrated. I think she's very iconic. She is iconic, but she's not underrated. She can fuck off.
Okay, I'm gonna put this about Bianca. I assume he's on about, or he or she are on about Bianca Jackson, right?
Yes.
Right. So my logical is, right, all Bianca is known for is one thing and one thing only. And I let Ash do it if he wants to do it. If he doesn't, I'll do it. Right? All she's known for is Rika. Hey, like that's all she's known for. Like no one goes. Oh, do you remember that scene with Bianca where she, you know, what the fuck, a fly flew by, where that's all she's known for. She's not known for, like, you know, getting married to Ricky. All she's known for is yes. Like that's all she's known for. Oh, should I done that? That's what she's known for.
Yes, she was made a lot better with the people around her, like Pat, like Ricky, but nah. I'm glad that Bianca's not on the show anymore. I don't even really appreciate the kids she brought onto the show. Tiffany and Whitney are, well, Whitney will be better once she leaves, for sure. But Tiffany's a great character. Liam was alright when he was there, and we never saw Morgan, like, grow up properly, so ultimately she was brought in to be with Ricky, but when she wasn't with Ricky, she just kind of did nothing and wasn't that interesting. She's like a better Karen Taylor, ultimately, and it's quite hard to be a bad Bianca. Then finally, Suck Eve is overrated. Of course it is. Of course it fucking is. It's overrated as fuck. They're so together. Look at them. The story's been going on for, like, God, how long has Suki and Eve been happening for?
2021, I'd assume.
Like, oh gee, let's find Suki Panasa. Let's just look up when it started generally. The Suki and Eve stuff started in 2022. Yeah, it started in 2022. It's like we're in the final third of 2023. We brought in Nish to be the big bad to keep Suki and Eve apart. We turned Vinny to be an asshole to keep them apart. Now there's a potential she's losing her hair. Is she going to have an illness that's going to bind them together? We're just waiting for Nish to die or get sent away. But they've been building like, we're going, Suki and Eve, we're going, and I'm like, no, this is the third time this fucking ride. Like, if they just went, you know, ooh, hey, okay, that's annoying. Let's do it again. Ooh, hey. Alright, come on now, this is getting a bit right. Ooh, hey, fuck, get me off this fucking ride. I'm done. I don't want to be on this fucking ride anymore. It's clearly not working. It's clearly not happening. Stop fucking making me go up and down. Just do it. Just fucking commit to it, please. Please. It's gonna be like that scene in like A Clockwork Orange where the Malcolm McDowell's eyes are like fucking strapped, so he has to watch this fucking thing for about 20 hours straight. And I'm like, I don't want to see Suki and Eve anymore. And I'm tired of all the fucking stands being like, oh, they held hands. Oh, it's like, it's not romantic. It's not. It's not some cute story of a closeted woman realizing who she is. It's a fucked up situation that's being drawn out for more than it needs to be. And even when they're together, what's to say they'll stay together because it's soaps? One of them's probably going to die and it's going to be over because you don't get to enjoy what you like. Or even if it does, it's going to be toxic as fuck and not going to last.
I already went on a rant about on our previous video that we recorded, hot takes. But again, I will go on the rant again. Again, just take her out of the closet. Fucking open the closet door. Fucking rip her out. Fucking grab her by the arm, rip her out, and just expose that she's a lesbo. Stop with the hurdles. I'm fed up with it. I've had it up the here with it. I have had it. Like, and then I go on to the Watching Walford Twitter /X, and I see, oh, Sucky and Eve, oh, did you know in 2022, on January 3rd, Sucky and Eve kissed, and I'm like, I don't care.
People genuinely staying up till 12 to look at the spoiler images so they can see fucking, oh, Jesus.
Fed up with it, fed up.
Yeah, just wait until 12 o'clock to say, like, oh, look, they held hands, stop it, grow up, get something else. Get attached to an actual couple, not this fake shit.
Is my microphone fixed?
It's fine, it's fine.
I will hold my microphone for the rest of this.
But
please.
There we are.
Please end Sucky and Eve, please.
Don't end it. Just fully embrace it.
No, because I don't want these people to have nice things. I want Sucky to come out of the closet and be like, I am a lesbian. I am gay. I am proud. I am big lesbian Sucky. And then be like, Eve, like, oh, so we're getting together. Fuck you.
And then she dies.
You. And then Eve dies. And then I will dance on her grave. And I will be... because it will be finally over and I will rejoice. And if you want to come for me, Sucky and Eve fans, come for me. But all I'm saying is I'm not wrong. They have been going on for too long. It's like, will they, won't they, will they, won't. It's like watching a pantomime and they're still doing that. He's over there. No, he's over there. Oh no, he's behind you. Like, right. The first 5 minutes were good, but you're still doing the same act from 5 minutes ago. Fucking just wrap it up.
It's like the guy. It's like, you know, in all those videos where they have the ice cream on like the stick, and they're like, "Oh, grab the ice cream." Ooh. They've been doing that for the last year and a half. Just stop it. Just go, I want my fucking ice cream. Just give me it, please. I'm not even playing along anymore. I'm just crying. just hurry up already. The ice cream's melted. Like, they risk dragging it out too long that when it happens, we're just gonna be like, fucking hell, finally. Rather than like, yeah, they fucking did it. And they will, they ramp it up, it'll be big, it'll be bold, it'll be fantastic. But fuck me, you could have figured out some better stalling tactics then. Sucky's left for a month. Sound. Now we just gotta wait for this to happen. Nish is gone for a month. Great. Like, just... If you're gonna delay something, at least give it a good reason for it to be stalled, not just shittily reasoned.
Oh. My opinion is just have the storyline happen, and then personally, I know they're gonna embrace it. Sucky and Eve march and everything, but just fucking Chris Crenshaw, I'm begging you, I'm pleading with you. I am on my hands and knees, ready to suck your fat cock. I am begging you. Please kill one of the characters off, just to piss off the community. Please. It's all I want from you. It's all I need from you. I need you to kill Eve. I need you to. I really need you to kill Eve. Thank you. Heather Bleach is great, but I just want to see Eve die.
I just want to see the carnage, but I also don't, because it'll be another in the long line of gay characters who have been killed off for no fucking reason. But there we are. Overrated and underrated characters. From myself, Ash, and Piggy, we have been watching Walford. Yeah, Are you liking these videos? Do you want to see more? Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment on the channel. And where else can they find us, Piggy?
They can find us on Twitch, Twitter/X, X for the extreme. Instagram, crop the I. And they can subscribe to us on YouTube. I don't know if I'm doing the Y correctly.
Look like you're cupping some balls, mate.
The
largest balls in existence, though. Fucking hell.
And subscribe to us on YouTube. And remember, just to fondle those balls.
Exactly.
And we're sponsored by Manscaped, so shave your balls correctly. Don't cut the skin.
Because there's a correct way to shave your balls. I think it's more of an abstract art form, if you ask me. But you know,
you have to hold the sack and with one hand and then shave with the other, and try not to cut the skin.
Very vivid. Very. I feel like I'm right in the moment with that one. Thank you for watching the underrated and overrated characters. My most underrated character is probably Hayley Slater. She was also very good at A Bad Time in EastEnders, but also the actress is an absolute shitebag, so get to fuck. Overrated for me is Sharon. At this point, she just does so much useless shit, and it's like, this is what she's worth then. Just this, it's not good. And your final most largest.
Sucky and Eve, overrated, underrated. The dog, the fucking dog, the night tab.
Oh, the night tab. Tyson.
Tyson is underrated.
Exactly. Thank you for watching. Join us in the next one. Bye bye.